total workload divided by the realistic workload of one salesperson. I hope the method is clear now and you can solve problems on your own. The second method that we are going to discuss today, at any point of time, if you don't understand anything, you have a question, unmute yourself and ask. The second method that we are going to discuss today is the incremental method. I gave you a brief about it yesterday, and as I said, what is it about? It's about the amount of the input that the company is putting in the salesperson. The output that we get from the salesperson should either be more or at least equivalent to that input. So what are we talking about? We are talking about is that whatever the company is contributing towards the growth or towards the learning of the salesperson, and here we will only talk quantitatively and not qualitatively, should be less or at least equal to what the contribution is being made by the salesperson. Now we'll try to understand this by an example. So I'll start sharing my screen, and so the first example, I hope the screen is visible. Yeah, it's visible now. So it's a certain company has found that its sales volume varies directly and significantly with the number of salespeople it has on the field. Its cost of goods is around 65% of the volume. The sales will receive a certain salary, they receive a commission, and they also get a travel allowance. They have 15 salespeople right now, and now they want to know that how many more they should get. So let us first understand that what are we talking about? What is the output that is being given by the salesperson? So the output, and as I said, if you don't understand anything, unmute yourself and ask me. As I understand, the output is being given by the salesperson is an increase in the volume by 250,000, 16th salesperson. By the 17th salesperson, it will be 200,000. By the 18th salesperson, it will be 150,000. And by the 19th salesperson, it will be 100,000. So this is the output that the salesperson is giving. Fantastic. Let's do some calculations now. Let's understand if this is the output by the salesperson, then, so this is, I put it on an Excel sheet. So this is the, can you see, or do I need to increase the, is it visible now? I hope it's visible now. So with the 16th salesperson, sorry, someone is trying to say something. Okay, with the 16th salesperson, the volume increases by 250,000. With the 17th salesperson, 200,000. Now, what is this? Go back to the problem. They have said that the cost of the goods is 65% of the total sales volume. So I have taken 65% of 250,000. I have taken 65% of 200,000, 150,000, and 100,000. What do I get? My gross margin, again, simple mathematics done way back in 6th and 7th class. My margin is fantastic, 87,500. So even the 19th salesperson is giving me a profit. And therefore, most probably, I can have all these 4 salespeople, because when I'm looking at the figure, I understand that every salesperson is contributing. He is contributing, he is contributing, this person is contributing, this person is contributing. Okay, but we spoke about profit. Is there a profit? Of course there's a profit. I subtracted the cost of goods. And the moment I subtracted cost of goods, even the 19th salesperson, he's still contributing, which is around 35,000.
Ma'am, but what about
What about the salary and commission and everything?
commission?
Very good. I'm so happy someone said this. Because most of the time, this is where we end. Thank you, whoever that was. Thank you so much for unmuting yourself and contributing to this conversation. Yes, fantastic. This is a gross margin, which is fine. But hey, this is not the only, this is output that the salesperson is giving. What is the input that the company is giving? So the company is giving a salary. The company was giving commission.
And travel allowance.
Yes, fantastic. Yes, and the company was giving travel allowance. So if I go back and just quickly see what is the salary, 20,000 in a year. The commission was 5% and 1,000 per month. So 20,000. And it's the same for everyone. Commission was 5%, so 5% of the sales volume. And travel was 1,000 per month, so that is 12,000. Now let us see what is. So out of the gross margin, we have to subtract this, and let us see what net profit. So the moment I put this, I take this.
Was travel 12,000?
Bit of 1,000 per month.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, 43,000 this person has. And let me, my God, the moment we do this, look at this. There is still net profit here with the 16th salesperson. There is still profit here with the 17th salesperson. There is still profit here with the 18th salesperson. However, with the 19th salesperson, the input by the company is far more than the output by the salesperson. Because the 19th salesperson, he is not contributing to the revenue company. Rather, the company is losing 2,000 if we keep him. And this is the incremental method. It says stop where there is no more a profit. And therefore, according to the incremental method, we have to stop with 18 salespeople. Right now, the company has 15 salespeople. If they want to increase, then the max that they should increase is 3 more people, not more than 3. Why? Because the moment they increase by more than 3 people, the company is actually inviting loss. Because fourth person, the subsequent person after the fourth person, will not be able to contribute because their output would be less than the input that is being put by the company. Take a second, look at this. What have I done? We have looked at the sales volume. We looked at the cost of goods. We looked at the gross margin. We put the salary, commission, travel, and then we arrived at the net profit. Any doubt? Anyone who's not clear or is a little confused, shoot now. Otherwise, I go on to the next example.
Ma'am, when we're looking at this example, for example, if there was a say profit of 2,000 or 3,000 bucks, that would have been included in the incremental method. Like we would have added the fourth salesman. But in real life, is it practical to hire another person for a profit of merely 2,000 or 3,000 bucks? Shouldn't it be a little more north than that?
Bache, Divij, I'll answer. Here, again, a very good question if I only speak about theory data. But in real life, when we are talking about business, a profit is a profit.
Yes,
Each
ma'am.
1 rupee is a profit. As long as I am not losing money, please believe me, one should be happy. And in any case, look at any company. There is no company whose profit only goes up like this.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
goes like this and this. As long as it stays above zero, the
Yes,
company has a reason to rejoice and celebrate. We
correct.
have a cause to worry if it goes in the negative. Okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Devija, yes, a very good question. I was wondering why nobody had looked at it. Okay, so Devija is saying, why is the sales volume decreasing with every new person? Fantastic. Let me go back and share that thing again with you if others haven't noticed. Um, so this is how it was. So Devija, this is the increase in the sales volume that every staff is doing. Now let me explain this with real-time example to you and then you will understand it. So let me take the example of your institute itself. Let's assume that there are let's assume there are 25 credits in a semester for you. If I have only one faculty, the faculty cannot cover all 25 credits. I mean, it will be impossible. And let's assume that at force, no, you have to do it. The quality is going to really suffer. Okay. We get some more faculty. So let's assume we get 5, 6 more faculty. Now every faculty, there are 6 faculty. Now every faculty is teaching 4 credits, right? So this is like perfect. The faculty is happy, the students are happy, the quality is good. And somewhere the goal that has been given to the faculty, so this 4 credits is a goal. So the contribution by the faculty is something which they can manage. However, let me now increase the faculty further. So let me get most probably 10 faculty. Now, what happens? 25 credits remain the same. However, now everyone is only teaching 2 or 3 credits. For the faculty, it's a wonderful thing. However, for the institute, the productivity has decreased, right? Because everyone can contribute. I mean, they can contribute far more, but it's limited. Put this example in the market condition now. So there is a limited market. Let's assume that you are selling a place where there are 100 people. Those 100 people, you can generate a volume of 100, you can generate a volume of 150. How many salespeople will you put over there? I mean, if you put 10 salespeople, then everyone will have a goal of most probably reaching out to 10 people. Great, which is doable. You put 25 salespeople over there. What are you doing? Everyone is reaching out to only 4 people. You have decreased the productivity of the salespeople, or rather, you've made them lazy, and therefore their contribution is they are not contributing to the extent that they should. Similarly, over here, it's the same territory. With every additional say, how much will you sell? The size of the territory remains the same, right? I mean, you will cover the territory, then finally at the end of it, there's nothing left. And therefore, if the 20th salesperson joins, most probably he will be able to increase the revenue only by 50,000. Not more than that, because there's a limit to increasing the sales in a particular area. Does it make sense, Divija?
Yes, ma'am.
Market saturation eventually, yes, Ansh, perfectly, very nice. I would really request, as I keep saying, when I'm on a different screen, just unmute. Had I seen this reply of Ansh, most probably I didn't have to explain so much. Just unmute yourself and contribute. Very good. So anyone else who's not clear, and thank you, Divija, for noticing that, and thank you, Ansh, for answering it. We go on to the next example, and this time I want you guys to do it. I hope you have on your laptops, etc. Open a screen and do it. I'll share the next example. The more examples you do, the more comfortable you will become. So Earlier it was dollars, I've now put rupees if dollars make you uncomfortable. A certain company has found that its sales volume varies directly and significantly with the number of salespeople it has on the field. Its cost of goods holds steady at 60%. Okay? And the people are receiving salary of 1,20,000, commission of 6%, and 6,000 per month for travel. Again, look at this. How are they contributing increase in revenue? So when the 31st salesperson came, he could contribute to around 12 lakhs. However, the 32nd around 9.6 lakhs. It's decreasing. By the time the 35th, if we take the 35th salesperson, he will only increase the revenue by around 4.91 lakhs. But that's also good. Now the company wants to know how many salespeople should we have. Should we take all of them? Should we take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Again, incremental method, input, output. The input that the company is putting into the salesperson should be equal or less than the output by the salesperson. What is the output by the salesperson? It's this increase in the revenue. Let's again go. I'll increase this. Okay, so again, it is now it says here the cost of goods was 60%. If I'm not mistaken, it said 60%. The moment I take 60%, it is 0.6 into this. This is the cost of goods. Similarly, we do for all. What is the gross margin? So according to this, around 4,80,000 is the contribution by the first salesperson, and by the last salesperson, it's around 1.96 lakhs. Everyone is contributing. Everyone has contributed. However, we come to what we spoke about last time. This is the output. What is the input? And the moment I have to look at the input, I look at salary, I look at commission, I look at travel allowance, and the salary they said was 1,20,000. Commission they said I think was 6%. 6% of what? 6% of the 6% of this. 72,000, he's getting a commission. And finally, travel allowance, which was 6,000 per month. So it becomes 6 into 12, sorry, 6,000. $72,000. Let's see what is our net profit now. So it is gross margin minus I closed all brackets, yes. Again, look at this. Everyone is contributing. However, the last person, it's a loss of 24,000. So he's contributing to, the real contribution is around 2 lakhs, 1.3 lakhs, 69,000, 16,000. However, it's a loss over here. And therefore, if the company has to use the incremental method, then they can have 1, 2, 3, 4 people, but not more than 4. They may decide to have all 4, or they may decide to have only 1 or 2 or 3. However, the moment they go beyond 4, there's a problem. There's a problem because the contribution is not there. Rather, the company is contributing, and if the company goes on like this, then it is difficult to sustain, because what you are doing is you are incurring a loss. Okay? So, again, take a minute for those of you who are still not clear. See if you understand this. This is the direct contrast with the workload method. And as I said, these are not the only 2 methods. There are more. I'm only teaching you 2 of them. If you want to learn more methods, you can always come back to me and let me know that, hey, can you teach us this one also? And if majority of the students want it, I have absolutely no problem. We can discuss a 3rd and the 4th method also. Right now, I've discussed with you 2 of the most popular methods. So, we know what's a sales organization. We know what is a sales organization. We understand why do we need a sales organization. We understand what are the different kinds of sales organization, the cycle of a sales organization, and finally, how many people in a sales organization. Workload method and incremental method. Anyone who is not clear, has a doubt, wants to ask, please, you can unmute yourself and please ask me any small doubt. Small, big, medium, whatever. Are we all clear?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, so when the net profit is in minus, that's when we derive an answer, right? Only in minus, or
That's
does it have to be lesser than the output?
yes,
Like the
yes. So that's why we stop. That's why we stop at the 4th salesperson. Don't whatever. I mean, don't take this salesperson, this numbered salesperson, because he will not contribute to the growth of the company in terms of revenue.
Okay. Okay, understood.
Anyone else? Okay. If all are clear, then this is where we end in terms of the understanding the how many salespeople I need in a sales organization. My next topic would be, okay, now I have a sales organization. I have people also in my sales organization, but one of the biggest challenges. Yes?
Ma'am,
Yes?
ma'am, what if the net profit is 0? The company is not incurring a loss, but we are increasing our market share.
So the company can take a decision. The company can take this person also, but obviously you'll have to monitor, because when you are the borderline, you can go any side. It can be positive also, and it can be negative also. So you'll have to monitor it over a period of time. But yes, a company can take a decision to take this person. Good question, sir.
Ma'am, but is it recommended that if it is 0, say, the company doesn't take a salesman?
There is nothing called recommendation or anything, because it actually depends from company to company. As I said, I mean, if I show you the example again, the only thing that we are recommending to the company is that don't go on 4 sales. Okay? We are not even recommending that you take all 4 salespeople. The company may decide, I will only take 1 salesperson. Or the company may decide, no, I don't want any. These are the decisions which a company has to take. However, the recommendation is that don't go beyond so don't increase your sales force size beyond 34. Okay. Now, as Smriti said, suppose this was 0 in 16,000, it was 0. Again, so this is something which a company needs to then monitor, because this 0 can become positive over a period of time. 0 can also become negative over a period of time, right? This 0 can also become, so this can be, I mean, this can become positive over a period of time. How will it become positive if this increases? And how will it become negative if it decreases? So it can go any side. So what we do is we recommend that please do not go beyond 34 people in your team. Okay? Yeah? Okay. Anyone else?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Thank
this
you.
method is exclusive to Sannyasi. So this method is exclusive to huge organizations which have already explored most of the market, and there is no much. Bhavan, I would say that there is no scope for growth. No. There is always scope for growth. However, growth doesn't happen overnight. It takes place gradually. I mean, so suppose today you have 20% share of the market, you can't suddenly have 50% share of the market. You may have 50% share of the market over a period of time, right? But yes, it is exclusive to huge organizations. Again, not exclusive to huge organizations, but more suited to huge organizations. If you and I start our company tomorrow, we too can use it. But maybe, yes, bigger organizations, because they have more data, etc., they are more comfortable using it. Ma'am, please share the question on the Google Classroom. I would like to practice on my own, Sarthak. Definitely, Sarthak. I will. Pawan, is this okay?
Ma'am, I want to add something, but then again, if we start an organization, so we would still prefer incurring losses for a smaller period of time, considering the fact that we still have scope for increasing the market share.
True. And in
But
any case,
if the organization is huge and they don't have, like you said, 20% market share, in a circumstance right now, 20% market share is like the majority of the market share. So they won't prefer incurring losses for an additional salesperson as much as a newer organization or maybe a startup would, because they are right now in the losses phase.
true, Pawan, I completely agree with you. But even as a new organization, how much loss am I ready to incur, and for what period of time? Please, when you start we all do that break-even analysis. So when you start a new venture or something, you have a timeline that, I will, till this period of time, I hope to break even or whatever. So you have a timeline, and we work towards that, right? It's not that we are ready to incur losses infinitely. We put a deadline, right? So considering that, yes, that's why I said I won't say exclusively, but more suited. And we too can use it maybe after a period of time, or if we can do good forecasting. Okay?
Ma'am, so if I'm not wrong, the conditions for selecting is somebody else speaking?
No.
Okay, gross margin needs to be greater than or equal to net profit. And
What is gross margin? Gross
the
margin.
output of the salesperson, right?
Yes, that's how I have defined it. But otherwise, what is gross margin? Gross margin is just simply, here in this case, revenue minus cost of the sale, cost of the goods, right?
Oh, yes.
And gross margin is what is net? Net, always remember, any place where you are using net profit and things like that, I'm coming to finance and accounts, that is when all expenses have been taken care of. Okay? So when we had the gross margin, we were not taking care of all expenses. We had not considered salary, we had not considered the commission, we had not considered the travel allowance. Therefore, we did not have the correct picture. It's only when we started considering those that we got the correct picture that this is my total expenditure. Okay? It's something like this, that when you gross margin gives whenever we talk about net profit, you must have done it in accounts. Net profit considers all expenditures, and therefore usually net profit is the one which tells you the real picture. Accounts people are here? Anyone? No one? So we actually look at always, and in any case, in order to make a decision, I must know all my expenditures. I can't eliminate certain expenditures and then say, okay, now I will take a decision based on only these expenditures. No, you should know all your expenditures, and that's what we did. The company was spending not only in just manufacturing goods, the company was also spending on the salary of the salesperson. Okay? And that's why we came to net.
Yes. Okay, ma'am.
I mean, if you want to have a look at it again, I'll share the screen again. And look at this. We are looking at, so we got this gross margin. However, we had not considered all this. And this is the company's, I mean, companies not just manufacturing the goods, companies also spending on this. And therefore, I need to take this expense also. Another way of doing it could have been, for those of you, I mean, there are 100 ways. So let me, I mean, this because I wanted to teach you, therefore I did it like this. Let me do it in a different manner. Let me just remove this column. I don't want this column. Let me remove this. Now, this is the total expenditure. So this is what the company is earning. So this is what has come to, I mean, so this is my revenue. And this is, let me put it, so this is my revenue. And all this is my expenditure. All this is expenditure. You may not have the column of gross margin at all. Now let me see the net profit. Now the moment I look at the net profit, all I have to do is, I have to take this minus I took the column of gross margin to help you people understand. You need not make the column of gross margin at all. There's no need, because all I need to see is output minus input. What is the output? Output is the sales. What is the input? Input is all expenses. You further want to break it down. What are those expenses? Those expenses are cost of goods. Those expenses are salary. Those expenses are travel. Those expenses are commission. Okay? So, do you understand? I mean, so what we did, we just understood that we do output minus input. This is the output and these are the inputs. This is, if you don't understand expenses, you further bifurcate it. Expenses means cost of goods. In this example, cost of goods, salary, travel, commission. Maybe there may be advertisement also, but this company hasn't spent anything on advertisement, so we are not taking it. This is the only thing that the company told us. And we have to ensure that this output minus input is either positive, or if not positive, then it is at least 0, preferably positive. Okay? Does this make sense? Now, does this make things clear for you?
Yes, ma'am. I understand it like very clearly now.
Everyone else? Please, any doubt, ask me. That's what I'm here for. So don't hesitate. Ask me. But I don't understand this or whatever, and we'll solve it. Okay, if it is clear, then as I said, 2 methods that we've done is working.
Ma'am, in the exam, we just have to make that table, right?
In the exam, yeah, there won't be Excel, so you have to make. Okay, I know exams are extremely important for you guys. but understand things. Okay? If you understand, you can do anything, and you can exam is just an
Okay,
easy.
okay.
But I'll show you. I'll share your concern. 1 minute. Yes, beta. You can either make this table or you can make sorry, or you can make the table. You can either make this table or you can make the table with gross margin also. Okay, both will be correct. Whether you make this table or whether you make, I removed that column. Okay, sorry. Or whether you make a table with the gross margin, both will be correct. Okay. So those of you who are comfortable only making this table, you can make this table. Those of you who want to put the column gross margin, you can put the column of gross margin over here, and then do it. Both are correct, right? But the important thing is to understand the basic, that what are we doing? We are subtracting input from output. What is output? Output is sales. What is input? Input is all expenditure incurred. The example given to us, the expenditures were these. Maybe in the exam there are more expenses. Maybe in that example there will be 2 more expenditures. Please include, as long as it's an expenditure, include. Okay? Does it make sense now? Laksh, are we clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Anyone else? Great, fantastic. So we won't go further with this. I mean, in the sense, this topic gets over here with what are the different methods to understand the sales, to understand how many salespeople I need. In the next class, what I'll be doing will be how do I manage the salespeople now. So I have 35, 12, 15, 100, whatever number of salespeople with me. How do I manage? And motivation plays such a crucial role. Because as I said, a salesperson is rejected all the time. And you as a leader, you as a sales manager, you as the boss, they should look up to you. When will they look up to you? When you can motivate them. When you can help them overcome their fears. When you can train them. When you can show them the path. Easier said than done. Motivation is one of the most difficult things. And we will not do it by theory or anything because you have been doing theory for a long period of time. I will be sharing a case study with you. Please, it's a small case study. Please go through that case study. In the next class, we will be discussing that case study to understand implementation of motivation. But before I end the class, there was something very interesting that someone shared with me, and they said, yeah, they just see how entrepreneurial people are in these times of COVID and see what they are doing, how they are providing the best of the services and so on. Let me show you that video and before I comment and show you something else. So as always, let me end with something that I came across.
For patients, what we've been doing continuously is creating information and communication. What we've been doing continuously is creating information and communications in order to protect them and their families. My name is Anna Schiff, and I am the co-founder and chief strategy and product officer at Dialogue. Dialogue is the leading telemedicine platform in Canada, serving many hundreds of thousands of Canadians, and at the speed we're growing right now, over 1 million very, very soon. It's a B2B only company, which means that employers offer it as a benefit to their employees and their family members. And so it's really a healthcare experience for everything that can be treated virtually, which is about 70% of what is typically seen in one. We've also invested from the start in an automated technology tool, so a smart triage able to help our practitioners orient our patients to the right practitioner. Dialogue launched an automated bot that we called Chloe several weeks ago in response to the need to provide accurate information for COVID-specific questions. Right now, to give you an example, we're building a response for mental health specifically in COVID situations, for somebody who's lost the job or who's dealing with layoffs, or whatever other questions it may be, because we're able to measure and know what type of questions they're coming in with, and then build a response that optimizes the time of both our technology as well as the multidisciplinary team that we have. Overall, we have received tremendous feedback from patients, employers, and the government in how our tools that we've provided and made publicly available have helped many to be even more proactive in this pandemic.
Okay, you just saw a video. However, sorry, you just saw a video about telemedicine and how they're talking about how it helped, how they have changed the entire landscape, so on and so forth. For those of you who studied with me before, you would know that I usually take examples from India. And when I just saw this, and I'm very proud of my country, extremely proud. Great job that they are doing, absolutely great job. But this just brought back some memories, and those of you who studied from me before, they would know what I'm talking about. Telemedicines, have been here in India for a very long time. Maybe you and I, we always went to the doctor, but I just want to show you an example how in my country they are using telemedicine, have been using telemedicines for long, and to reach out to the weakest section of the society. I just want, I would, give me a minute.
Eye clinic in Andipati village in Tamil Nadu state, patients are seeing things a little differently. Rajam complains about an eye injury. 15 kilometers away, an ophthalmologist at the Aravind Eye Hospital in the city of Teni diagnoses and treats him. Both connected through an inexpensive Wi-Fi video conferencing network. It is called telemedicine, and it is increasing access to care in a country that is home to the world's largest number of blind people. 8 vision centers have opened over the past 6 years in Teni district. The centers are run by an ophthalmic assistant who is trained to conduct full eye examination, administer diagnostic tests, treat simple ailments, and prescribe glasses. Doctor at centers as far as 150 kilometers away gives the final word to villagers.
It is a useful instrument for the villagers. We can actually talk to the doctor directly from here.
Rajamanikam normally would spend a full day traveling to the Aravind Eye Hospital. Instead, he traveled only 3 kilometers by local bus to this vision center in his village. His exam cost about 50 cents, half what it would cost at the hospital. He saved $2 on transportation, which he says he can now use for medicines. The assistant also found a cataract in Rajamanikam's eye, which will require surgery at the hospital. Doctors say this early detection has prevented Rajamanikam from becoming blind. Under the World Health Organization 2020 initiative, India has pledged to eliminate avoidable blindness in 10 years. The WHO reports that about a third of the world's 45 million blind people live in India, and the majority of causes, such as cataracts and diabetes, are treatable. Aravind Eye Hospital has conducted mobile eye camps in villages across Tamil Nadu over the past 2 decades. Eye doctors have administered day-long screenings to roughly 750 patients per village each year. Now, with the Vision Center in place, doctors are treating an average of 5,000 patients per center per year. Each center is connected to the main hospital by video towers, designed with the help of students at the University of California, Berkeley, in the United States. The towers cost $2,200 to set up, but very little to operate. Dr. P. Namparmasamy is chairman of Aravind Eye Hospital. He says the scarcity of doctors in India made video treatment essential.
you may say that it is not, you're not touching the patient, you're not talking to the patient, but left alone, what they will do is they will put native medicines or some unwanted medicines and spoil their eyes. This is better than that.
The Indian government plans to set up 20,000 more rural vision centers in the coming years. Linda Blake for VOA News, Tenny, India.
Just wanted to share with you that, and this is a very old video. We'll talk about this when we do distribution. How beautifully they have redefined distribution. Can you imagine using technology, using telemedicine? They are doing such a great job in terms of reaching out to the masses. Those masses which otherwise most probably would have never had access to medicine and or surgery, but just keep this in mind when we are talking about distribution, whenever we start distribution management. But I just wanted to show you a video which, I mean, something which has been on in India for such a long time and is being used to reach out to that weakest section and help them. As I said, for those of you who studied with me, most probably in the second semester, you would remember this used to be one of my favorite examples and still is. With that, we'll end the class. Yes, I'll take the attendance. Any comments or anything that you don't understand, tell me now.